Bonjour! Welcome to my 20-meter squared Paris studio. I've lived here for 2.5 years, and most Parisians, we live in small, tiny homes. So let's go discover my home. Allons-y! For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gabrielle, and this is Mémé. And I speak en français et en anglais, in French and in English. I'm on Instagram and I share easy spoken French expressions there, as well as Paris hidden gems, and sharing my love for Paris city and all the hidden gems about here. I really want to allow people to see a different side of Paris and of France, to see a more local cultural aspect, as well as also show the reality of living in Paris, including packing, housing, and also the challenges that we have of vivre à Paris, of living in Paris. So if you're new here, it would mean a lot if you subscribe. And allons-y! On va commencer par l'entrée. We're gonna start by the entrance. It also makes me think about why it has taken me this long to make this video on this channel for you. I think honestly, c'est parce que j'avais un peu honte. Like I was a bit embarrassed and felt a bit bad for living in such a small space. But I think in big cities like Paris, New York, London, c'est assez commun, it's quite common. And honestly, I think no matter where you come from, where you're living, il faut pas être embarrassé. You should not feel embarrassed for where you live. And I think I was, because I compared myself. Je me suis comparée à d'autres personnes, and especially people around my age, in their late 20s and their 30s. Like, we usually live in places bigger than 20 mètres carrés, which is about 215 square feet, donc très petit. And also, I showed a tidying up video in about a few months ago, and there was one comment that said, wow, it's as big as my storage room. It's these sort of negative things that I really want to stay away from and just share who I am really, et la vraie vie à Paris, real life in Paris. Nous sommes dans mon entrée. We are in the entrance, and as you can see, j'ai mon petit sac pour faire mes courses because we want to try and avoid plastic. On n'utilise pas les sacs en plastique. You're gonna see that this entrance part is the kitchenette at the same time. Donc c'est là où je fais la cuisine en même temps. And this door on the right, which we're gonna visit later, is another room. I'm very lucky that although it's a studio, there's still like a room that is separate, which we're gonna see later. So first, allons voir la cuisine. Let's go check out the kitchen. So nous sommes dans la kitchenette. Kitchenette is small kitchen, and I think we use the same word in English too. So c'est très petit, it's really big, but honestly, I feel like it does everything that I needed to. Although j'adorerais avoir un four, I would like to have an oven. But I made it in sort that I had everything I need. On a les plaques ici. So les plaques, it's where we cook our food, which are called, I think, stovetops or cooktops. Ici, on a ça. Ici, on a le lavabo. Donc, it's big enough for me to be able to wash my dishes and dry my dishes. And ici, on a les appareils. So we have the cooking appliances, which I'm half Asian and I grew up in Asia. Donc, le cuisseur de riz, the rice cooker, most important thing. I think it was one of the first things that I bought for this kitchen, pour cette cuisine. Il y a ma bouilloire, so this is for heating my water. Moi qui adore le thé, I love tea, c'est très important, super important. Il y a mon blender ou mixeur parce que j'adore les smoothies. I love drinking smoothies with different fruits. La banane, les fraises, bananas, strawberries. Donc tout va ici. Un blender, c'est super. Et en dernier, j'ai mon grille-pain. So my grille-pain is my toaster. Très important, super important pour des bonnes tartines, for my nice baguettes with du beurre, with butter and with jam le matin. That was les plaques, the stove top that we saw over there. Il y a la nourriture de Mémé because on weekends I make Mémé's food for the rest of the week. Il y a le micro-ondes. Il y a ma collection de thé, so all my teas because I absolutely love tea so much, especially floral tea. Et ce qu'on a de bien dans cet appartement, what's great about this apartment studio, c'est qu'il y a énormément de rangements. So there's a lot of storage. See, we have like one cupboard there, 2, 3. Donc on a beaucoup de place pour ranger des choses. As you can see, I'll show you a little bit here. On a tout ce qui est assiettes, bowls, so my plates, my bowls, mes mugs. If you saw my December vlog series, you probably saw where I got this, which Christmas market I got this on. If you saw that episode, comment below so I know who watches toutes mes vidéos, all my videos. And bien sûr, j'ai beaucoup d'autres affaires. As you can see devant, j'ai décoré un peu, I decorated a bit. This was the first exhibition I went to in Paris, de Chanel. Mon idole absolue, the idol that I really love is Audrey Hepburn. I love all her movies. My grandpa used to show me her movies, and so I had her poster actually in my childhood room in Lyon with my grandparents, and now it's here, c'est là. Ici, on a le menu du bouillon. So, le bouillon is une brasserie française très connue à Paris that I absolutely love and I really recommend. Ici, on a Rivier, so it's a cafe I really like in the Hotel Hoxton. And ici, il y a Angelina, which is one of my favorite like tea salon places à Paris. I went there when I was a child and I still love going there. Donc voilà pour la partie cuisine. Honestly, it has everything I need. C'est très petit, but as this is a studio, I think it has everything I need. Ah, j'ai oublié le frigo. I forgot the fridge. So le frigo est tout petit. The fridge is really, really small. Le frigo fait peut-être until, I don't know, I would say less than a meter or a meter about. And il y a tous les magnets. I love collecting magnets. We have Strasbourg, which I went to le marché Noël last year. I did not make videos on this. And there's some places because I used to live in Shanghai, so I have China, Beijing, and j'ai Deauville, which I did make a video about. There's Montréal because I was there last summer along with Niagara Falls parce que j'étais au Canada for the first time in North America. But yeah, j'adore les magnets, and that's about it pour la partie kitchenette, for the cooking part and for the entrance. C'est super because there's a door to separate la kitchenette, une porte. So it brings us into la pièce principale, the main room, because as this is 20 mètres carrés, 20 meters squared, we need a main living area, and this is it. Nous sommes dans la pièce principale, so the main room, because as this is only 20 mètres carrés, 20 meters squared, 215 square feet, we really have a main living area. And I tried to arrange it in a way that this would be like the living room space. I would have like a desk space, eating space, and sleeping space. And honestly, pour 20 mètres carrés, c'est pas facile, it's not that easy. But here we are in le salon, in the living space. This is the super small couch que Mémé aime bien, that Mémé really likes because she's a couch girl. She likes good, des bons canapés confortables. She loves comfort. I think most dogs love comfort. So really, this is the area that I would say I do most of my living, hence living room. Petit canapé, it's like a really small couch. It can only fit 2 people and you definitely cannot lie down. Tu peux pas t'allonger. My dream is to have un canapé where I can fully lie down and Mémé can fully lie down as well, and it would be just so great, mais pas ici, not here. Il y a quelques boîtes en carton. There's some cardboard boxes because je déménage, because I'm moving and I'm thinking of making a series about this process. Let me know if you would be interested in such a video, because I did a first video, which I don't know if you've seen, that talks about me visiting different apartments during the month of January, qui était très intense, which was super intense. And hopefully by when this comes out, I would have really found my dream place, which is probably gonna be the next video, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, dans cette pièce, du coup, il y a le canapé. There's this mirror, which I bought secondhand online. En France, on a un site, we have a website for secondhand stuff that include Le Bon Coin. Le Bon Coin is a website to buy a lot of like secondhand furniture. There's also Vinted, which is everything that is clothes, or they also do actually objects like lamps and stuff. And on ce côté, on this other side, we have this area minus the boxes because je déménage, which has mon calendrier favori, my favorite Ghibli calendar. On my Instagram, you probably saw it in many photos parce que j'adore la maison Ghibli and I can't believe we're the end of the month. I will be turning this very, very soon pour le mois de mars. Here we have le meuble principal, so the main piece of furniture of this room. Of this whole studio actually. And it's really, really nice. I think it's one of the things that when I visited this place, I was like, wow, this is like really meuble super sympa, like a really great piece of furniture. To mention that this is also meublé, so meublé means a furnished apartment, because en France, il y a des appartements meublés et des non meublés. So most of the times, les meublés sont plus chers, they're more expensive, but also the annoying thing is that you can't bring in your own furniture and you have to usually keep everything that is here because the landlord wants to keep them afterwards. They tell you that you have the option to get rid of it, but you need to keep it in a storage. And personally, je connais personne, I don't know anyone with a big storage to store these furnitures for me. So I kept everything. Mais ce meuble est super sympa. It's such a great piece of furniture. Ici, j'ai des vinyles for hopefully my dream vinyl player someday. Mes CD, because yes, I grew up with CDs. And also just my fruit basket, mon panier de fruits, my laptop case et des mouchoirs tissues. And on the actual furniture is sur le meuble, we have different, I think, items that are very important to me, including mes appareils photo argentiques, which means my film cameras. This is Little Penny, they have names too, which is short for like Little Pentax. It's a 35mm. J'adore la photo argentique. I really love film photography, but I haven't spent enough time on it like for the past year. But I would like to get back into it. J'ai aussi le super achat. This is one of the best buys that I did, secondhand buys that I did before leaving Asia to come to Paris. C'est mon Super 8. I'm actually thinking of filming you guys because perhaps the day that I develop this film, perhaps it will be the film of 2024, 2025. You'll be able to be part of it. Je vais filmer petite Mémé aussi. I'm gonna film her a little bit too. Also, I think the thing about like film and shooting film is we always save it for really special occasions like les voyages, going on trips. But I think the beauty of film is also to remember like the small, simple moments, comme maintenant. I would say right now is a very typical day in my small 20 meters squared studio where I'm shooting content, editing content, cooking Mémé's food, taking her out. And c'est juste une journée simple, like it's a simple day, but I think it's good to have a memory of it, and what better way than par l'argentique, by film. So anyways, we have mes livres, so my books. On a la tablette de chocolat de Noël, so in Christmas I did like bi-weekly vlogs, and so if you saw that, you probably saw where this comes from. C'est une marque de chocolat, a chocolate brand that I absolutely love, and it's so sweet how they printed me and Mémé on it. Très 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 mignon. And lastly, this petite étagère de rangement, so really where I organize some things. It looks like it's straight from IKEA, but it isn't, ce n'est pas le cas, because in France we have what is called récupérer les encombrants. Encombrer is something that takes up a lot of space, so les encombrants would be mostly like furniture or things you don't need anymore, and the récupération, to get les encombrants, it usually happens like one day a month, where I am currently in the western suburb of Paris. It happens one day a month, where it's the first Monday of every month. You can put les encombrants que tu veux pas, so really the bulk furniture that you don't need, you can put it outside, like in the entrance of your residence. And le lendemain matin, like la mairie, the town hall, they have a team which goes around and collects all les encombrants non nécessaires. So, c'est la journée de récupération des encombrants. And it's cool because it's for people to put away the things they don't want, but it's also for people who need furniture. So for example, if you have something for a very long time and you don't want to go through the hassle of selling it, si tu ne veux pas le vendre, le mettre sur internet, put it on the internet, take the photos, you can just put it outside pendant la récupération des encombrants and someone can get it or the town hall can get it. So I found that actually right there, j'ai trouvé ça là-bas gratuitement. It's all free and it's also super sustainable. And it's another thing I really love about France is that there are a lot of initiatives like this which, you know, encourage circular economy, like being able to reuse things, give them a second life. C'est vraiment super. And now, you know, I've been using it for about a year now. I got it a year ago and it might come with me to the next apartment. What do we have right next to le canapé, next to the couch? We have my work area. FrenchWithElle office is my petit bureau, so my office area where I work. There's a desktop computer that no longer works. Il ne marche plus parce qu'il est très vieux. But there's my laptop, il y a mon ordi, il y a mon casque, so my headset, and it's just a place where I work. And earlier I was talking about la journée des récupérations d'encombrants, when you put out the furniture you don't need. This chair right here actually came from that day. So actually I got this chair, someone didn't want it, they put it out. Et honnêtement, c'est une super chaise, it's such a great chair. So sometimes when you receive things secondhand, honnêtement, c'est aussi bien que de acheter quelque chose de nouveau. It's as good as buying something new. And so ici, j'ai mon ordi, currently listening to some lo-fi girl, which fun fact, she's actually in Lyon. Like the artist who drew Lo-Fi Girl, it's actually Views of Lyon. So if you ever listen to lo-fi music or see that on YouTube, c'est actually la ville de Lyon. And if you don't know, my hometown is Lyon. I was born there before growing up and living in Asia, donc c'est ma ville. Ici, j'ai la tuile that I got in Lisbon, which is where je mets mon petit thé. I have a stand pour mon casque, so I have a stand for my headset. And here, c'est plein de petites décorations trop mimi, super cute decorations. And you know, many people have asked me if I'm in a studio to shoot everything that I post online, whether it's short format reel videos or whether it's YouTube sit-downs. No, tout était ici. So it's to say that even if you live in a small space comme ici, you know, j'ai mon bureau and over there j'ai le canapé, it's enough. Like as long as you have, I would say, like a decent amount of lights and you're in a place not too noisy and you have very relatively free background that's not too cluttered. Honnêtement, you can film from anywhere. Let me show you a little closer les petites décorations, the cute decorations. Ici, this is a ceramic mug I got from China from a friend. This is Ghibli that I painted sur cette petite tasse, which has a lot of cute characters inside. Here is where I put my SD card. Here is Eevee. Donc Eevee is a Pokémon that is super mimi. Là, il y a Spider-Man qui est en train de prendre une photo because I like photography too. And here we have a Kodak Gold, which is my favorite film, with Moudin. Et voilà. And here we have une carte postale. We have a card de Shanghai, which is where I used to live avant Paris. Donc, c'est très mimi. So after la partie bureau, the office area, which is where I do all my work, we have this table here avec petite mémé en dessous with mémé under. It's actually where I eat. And honestly, I'm really happy because yeah, le bureau, there's the desk area, but there's also like an eating table with a chair. So I like the fact that I can separate. And you are probably wondering, where do I sleep? Où est-ce que je dors? Where do I sleep? So no, it is not on this two-seater couch. Ce serait trop petit. There's actually a wall here. Il y a un mur. And it brings us to la chambre, the living area. Nous sommes dans la chambre. I call it the bedroom, even though it's not actually a separate bedroom, but I like that there's a wall divider. Il y a un mur séparateur because it gives the impression that it's another room, que c'est une chambre séparée. So the things that I love, que j'adore, c'est cette couette. So it's this blanket cover. I call it cloudy puff parce que il y a beaucoup de nuages and it's so soft, it feels like a cloud. Another thing is cette lampe. So it's a Japanese paper-inspired lamp. And for me, I really like good lighting. And I feel like these sort of lightings that are not so harsh, white lighting, it brings a cozy feel. Donc c'est ma lumière de lecture. So it's also the light that I use to read. J'adore avoir beaucoup de coussins. So I think in America, apparently people have a lot of pillows too. Tell me if you love pillows, because in France, people usually have one or two. Like they have one per person. Donc là, il y a la chambre. Et là, il y a un passage. We can actually walk here. C'est un peu étroit. It's a bit narrow. But once you cross here, we're gonna go to a second bedroom, une deuxième chambre. And that's the room of this young lady right here. She has her own room. You can even see there are wall separators. And yeah, she sleeps here when I sleep there. She's a little confused about why I am going on the bed in the middle of the afternoon, mais c'est pas grave. And here she is, sa petite chambre. So she really likes it. And also, ça c'est mes armoires. These are my closets, which you can see are very full. Il y a beaucoup de choses. She's like, Mommy, why are you in my bedroom? I never come here. So yeah, this is really cool because she's always slept at the foot of my beds ever since she was small. She's now 5 years old. Elle a 5 ans, big girl. I celebrated it over on Instagram, so you can see that post over there. But hopefully in the new place, she will still have her own bed area. These are les armoires, so these are the closets. Il y a une armoire avec un miroir. And le petit lit de Mémé. Voilà, c'était pour la partie chambre, the part bedroom. And then we step over with this wall and we're in the séjour / working area. So we're in the living room. And what I like is ces fenêtres. Obviously, mon rêve un jour, c'est d'avoir un balcon. Like someday I would love to have a balcony in Paris. Ce serait le rêve, the dream. But I'm just really happy that there's like really big windows in the apartment. So it makes it feel like assez grand, makes it feel really, really big. Having really good lighting, especially in winter, surtout en hiver, c'est important, it's important. And last but not least, on va aller tout au fond. We're gonna go all the way down over there. On va aller visiter la salle de bain. So you thought this was only a coat hanger, un porte-manteau, but once you enter here, on est dans la salle de bain. What I really like is that it's actually pretty modern and spacious, like thinking that this is 20 mètres carrés, 20 meters squared. So we enter in here and on a le miroir, the mirror, avec le lavabo, l'évier, the sink. On a la douche, which is the shower. Would it be a Parisian apartment if we didn't have une baignoire, which is a bathtub? Thankfully, there's a shower curtain because a lot of bathrooms in Paris don't have a shower curtain. And it's actually really big. Honestly, I've barely taken any baths because, you know, ça gaspille un peu de l'eau, it wastes a bit of water. And yeah, I feel like the lighting in here and the fact that there's no window, it doesn't make me want to spend too much time. But il y a un grand miroir, there's like a huge mirror. Il y a un ballon d'eau, so this is what is used to make the hot water. And I'm so lucky because j'ai un lave-linge, which is a washing machine. For Paris, ça c'est le luxe, that's luxury. And so yeah, honestly, it's actually pretty big, you know. I would prefer if la salle de bain et les WC, the toilet, were actually separate, but this one is not the case, even though most apartments in France are actually separated. For hygiene reasons, it would be better, mais c'est pas grave, it's still very nice. And plus, you probably saw, la lumière est super, the lighting is great. Donc ça c'est la salle de bain, and it's amazing that there is a separating door to be able to close it, because a lot of the times, beaucoup de fois, Actually, apartments in Paris, like small, tiny ones, ils partagent le WC. They share the toilet. For example, they'll have like 2-3 small studios on the same floor and they'll share the toilet. Personnellement, I do not want to share a toilet, not because I think it's too far, because obviously it's in the same hallway, but just I think for hygiene reasons, it's pas très propre, not very hygienic to share it between 3-4 people. Donc, je suis très contente. I'm very happy to have my own bathroom, own toilet, and also to have a separation. Nous revoilà à l'entrée. We're back in the entrance. I forgot to show you the door. Actually, derrière, behind it, I can hang some bags, so it also does storage. And here, ce meuble is where I put my shoes, so I store them right in there. And yeah, l'aspirateur, which is the vacuum in the corner. And so honestly, il y a pas mal d'espace pour ranger des choses. Obviously, you can't have too much things when you live in a 20 meters squared parce que c'est trop petit. But in a way, I guess living here kind of opened my eyes about no longer hoarding so much stuff and really makes me want to get rid of more things for the new place, because I really think that living with things more intentionally makes us happier overall. By hoarding and accumulating things, it kind of gives a really messy and hazy mentality, makes me feel like I'm back to Shanghai lockdown or just feeling like I'm gonna lose these things soon, mais ce n'est pas le cas. So, nous revoilà dans le salon. We're back in the living room. I'm looking at the boxes right now and they're calling me to start packing. So I'm gonna put on some good music, de la bonne musique, et je vais commencer à faire mes cartons for the new place, which I really hope that you stay in tune for the next chapter and that you like today's tour, because honestly, I'd been pushing it back for so long because I felt honestly a bit embarrassed about living in such a small space. Il faut s'assumer. You need to really show what you're going through. C'est la réalité de ma vie à Paris. It's the reality of where I live in Paris. And this brings me to say that I really hope you enjoyed the studio tour and that you tell me what are cool things that you liked about it, what are things you disliked about it. Obviously, there's a lot of things to improve. I really hope my future place is going to be bigger, que ça sera plus grand, but always keep it cozy, no matter the size. I think we can be happy with different sizes of apartment as long as we make it our home and we rearrange it in the way that we like it. C'est un lieu très important. It's so important because it's where we live. It's where we start our days, où on commence nos journées. It's where we end our days, where we go to sleep. It's where we work, c'est où on travaille. It's where we get inspiration. It's where we share a lot of cozy moments with people we love and also our friends, and where we call people. So c'est un lieu très important, and for me it was so personal to show this on this channel. So j'espère vraiment que vous avez aimé. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stay tuned for the Paris apartment series, me searching for my apartment, me finding my future Paris home. So subscribe if you haven't already. It would support me a lot. Ça m'aiderait beaucoup because we're a small channel. And also, if you want to see the other apartment videos that I'm going to be making in this series of me looking for my dream apartment home, me finding it, and obviously everything in between, because I really want to show you the real side of Paris, la vraie vie à Paris, tell you stories about why I love this city so much. See you for the apartment video where I perhaps find my dream home. Donc merci beaucoup et à bientôt! Merci beaucoup et à bientôt!